Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including even more refreshed Model S leaks and details, Tesla semi-sightings, Tesla in Bitcoin, and more, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to BlockFi for sponsoring this video. First up today, Tesla's factory had a fire not too long ago involving their massive Giga press machine. Not much seems to have been affected, but the fire department did have to come and put the fire out with sand. Reportedly, the molten aluminum and hydraulic fluid in the machines were what ignited. Now, Tesla has filed a permit for further fire protections at that specific part of the factory. The project description says, quote, install fire sprinklers for the Tesla DCM casting 2 building and the platform inside. I'm hoping that these are additional measures being taken than what was already there, but either way, it looks like Tesla is having to do some changes in order to prevent a fire like this from happening again. It's another permit adding on to the constantly changing factory in Fremont that I still believe will ultimately be replaced by their other new factories currently under construction. Now, regarding Tesla's new factories, it was revealed that a plot of land over 460,000 square meters right near Tesla's Shanghai factory is being sold. The land will be used for the construction of a new energy vehicle manufacturing facility, and while Tesla's name hasn't officially been named, seems pretty obvious. Most likely, this new land purchase will be used to build the factory and production line for Tesla's upcoming $25,000 EV. This car has been confirmed in a number of ways. Elon first spoke about it at Tesla's Battery Day, Tesla officials in China have mentioned it being made there, and leaks for government approvals have shown that it will be made sooner than most people think. So either this is a competitor getting over the top competitive with Tesla and building their factory right across the street from them, or Tesla is already expanding their Shanghai factory after just over a year of production there. The latter seems to be the most likely scenario, and it looks great for Tesla's demand worldwide. Now, moving on to the new refreshed Model S coming soon. We have gotten a lot of new info this week in the form of leaks. Tesla has this weird pattern of keeping things top secret, revealing their new car, and then still keeping things top secret until the car is delivered and people make videos about it. It's funny to me that this car has been announced, is taking pre-orders, and should be delivered within a number of weeks, and we're still having to speculate about how it works, but here goes. There continues to be a lot of mystery about some of the biggest changes to the Model S, the horizontal screen, Yoke steering wheel, and lack of stalks around the wheel. So here's what Tesla has told us so far. The new Model S features a 17-inch horizontal screen that tilts left or right depending on your preference. On their website it says, quote, with 2200 by 1300 resolution, ultra bright true colors, exceptional responsiveness, and left-right tilt, the new center display is the best screen to watch anywhere. A lot of people were surprised and excited to see in recent leaks that the Model S screen does indeed tilt, because right here in this photo it is tilted to the left. However, Tesla did actually tell us this from the beginning. The next big change was the design of the Yoke steering wheel. This steering wheel is cut off on the top of the wheel, but also has what Tesla calls a focus on driving. Quote, the ultimate focus on driving. No stocks, no shifting. Model S is the best car to drive and the best car to be driven in. This is such a drastic change that it has left a lot of questions regarding, well, how do you shift? Elon Musk tweeted to say, no more stocks. Car guesses drive direction based on what obstacles it sees, context, and nav map. You can override on touchscreen. Still, even with that, a lot of questions left unanswered. Additionally, we had heard rumors that there would be shift buttons located at the bottom of the wireless charger in front, and this was confirmed to be at least something that Tesla was testing after this photo of a refreshed Model S in the wild. An official quote from Tesla documents says, the vehicle uses its autopilot sensors to intelligently and automatically determine intended drive modes and select them. For example, if the front of Model S/X is facing a garage wall, it will detect this and automatically shift to reverse once the driver presses the brake pedal. This eliminates one more step for the drivers of the world's most intelligent production cars. Elon only mentioned the touchscreen override, and we just got a new video showcasing how this override actually works. Here's the video. You drag down this little car icon on screen to go into reverse and drag it up to go into drive. It makes a lot of sense, and it has actually been there since the first photos Tesla put up. I just don't think anyone actually expected that this is how you would be controlling shifting. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints about this design, and if this were the primary method of shifting, I would agree 100%. Many people hate the lack of physical buttons in Teslas and see this as going one step too far. But again, remember that this is the backup override. The real shifting feature is what Tesla is calling Smart Shift. In these photos, leaked a few days ago, of the new Model S user interface, you can see that along with Insane Mode and Drag Strip Mode, there's an option to turn on or off Smart Shift. This is what the Model S is designed to do for shifting. According to Elon Musk, after you drive without using a PRND stock/stick for a few days, it gets very annoying to go back and use a shifter. So dragging a little car icon on screen might be terrible for you, but the idea is that you never actually need to use that. Smart shifting is designed to be good enough that you forget you ever needed to shift in the first place. One more aspect of that backup shifting on screen is that it appears the car icon control is used for multiple things. In this video, tapping the car brings up settings, and in this video, dragging it shifts. Maybe that will be easy to do, however, I'd hate to reach out my hand and go for settings and then accidentally shift into reverse if I'm going slow enough. It seems a little odd and seems like something Tesla may need to change with software updates even if users rarely even need to use it. We'll definitely have to see how this ends up in practice, but it could very well be similar to Tesla getting rid of the instrument cluster on the Model 3 and Y. It bothers some people and seemed drastic at the time, but overall people seem to like the design and they're selling these cars just fine. My only concern would be if Tesla is moving to this smart shift only option too early, before it's really good enough to use all the time, and people end up just being forced to drag it on the screen in order to shift. In any case, shifting seems to be very easy based on this new video showing a new Model S quickly shifting from drive to reverse and back before launching. It doesn't seem like the driver has much of a struggle and they're just handling the wheel, and Smart Shift is most likely handling this well. They did have Smart Shift on in the other pictures that leaked from this same car. Even if this doesn't work well, it seems like there will be a third shifting option, either at the base of the wireless charger or possibly with buttons added to the wheels, and we'll get there more in a second along with more about the new UI. First, a few videos back I talked about how a 7-seater Model S was spotted at Tesla's factory. It was in a group of new refreshed Model S's, and when zooming in there really isn't anything it could be besides a 7-seater Model S. Elon Musk has talked about bringing the 7 seats back for a while now, and specifically about bringing it back with the Plaid model, and this week he confirmed it again. He tweeted saying, "The new Plaid S is our best car ever. Will be first production car to achieve 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, and it has 4 doors and seats up to 7 people. I once did a road trip across most of the US with 2 adults and 5 kids in a Model S." The interesting thing is that there is no way to actually configure this vehicle. It feels a lot like the announcement of the Model Y, where Elon announced that it seats 7 and 7 people exited the car. Then the 5-seater launched and we didn't hear anything about the 7-seater for a while, and it ended up coming about 9 months or so after the initial release of the car. My guess is that similar will happen with the Model S. They will ship it as a 5-seater for a while until production is going strong with no issues, and then the 7-seater will become available. He did only mention the Plaid model, but I see no reason for them to make 7 seats exclusive to that version, and I think he's just trying to point out that this is a family car that's faster than production sports cars. Still, sometimes it feels like Tesla's team and Elon Musk are on a little bit of a different page. He tweets about something, but then something different actually happens, so we'll see what actually happens with the 7-seater Model S. In any case, we know that one was spotted at the factory, and Elon is talking about it again, so it seems very likely. Now, before we continue with the Model S, I want to mention that if you're buying a Tesla, Tesla is now accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. When you go to buy a Tesla, you'll see 2 options. First is order with card, and second is Bitcoin. Also, if you're using an Apple device, you'll have the option for Apple Pay. You can even put your initial order deposit down using Bitcoin, or a small percentage of one for that matter. This comes after we heard that Tesla had bought over $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in early February. At the time, their filing said that they would plan to take Bitcoin as a form of payment down the line, but this came much sooner than most expected. They gained a lot on that purchase since Bitcoin's price has been accelerating, and according to Elon, Tesla is using only internal and open source software and operates Bitcoin nodes directly. Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. For the time being, this option is only available in the US, but Elon said pay by Bitcoin capability available outside US later this year. This is a huge step for Tesla and cryptocurrency alike. Speaking of Bitcoin, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, BlockFi. BlockFi provides financial products for crypto investors, including high-yield interest accounts, USD loans, and no-fee trading. There are no hidden fees, and you get a return of up to 8.6 APY that starts accruing immediately, plus compounding monthly interest. It's a very easy-to-use platform available on the web and through their mobile app. BlockFi works with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and stablecoins, and is trustworthy with backing from Coinbase, Winklevoss Capital, and many more. Additionally, their primary custodian is Gemini, who you have probably heard of. Now, one aspect to keep in mind with BlockFi is that it is not FDIC and SIPC insured, so there are some inherent risks when placing crypto into BlockFi, but they are committed to trust and transparency, complying with comprehensive state and federal regulations, as well as backing from the many companies I mentioned earlier. At BlockFi, you can fund your account with cash or crypto to start earning up to 8.6 APY, and for a limited time, you can earn a crypto bonus of up to $250 when you open a new account at the link blockfi.com/RyanShaw, which is linked in the description below. Now back to the new Model S. We talked in my last video about some new leaks that were the biggest we had seen to date, giving us our first look at Tesla's version 11 software. This software will likely be coming in some form to all Tesla cars, and I'm definitely excited after seeing it on this Model S. I'm a fan of the new screen that slides in from the left. It slides in, gives you quick access to the main controls of the car, and slides back to disappear. I guess the only downside would be that currently, once you park, you only need to tap once for the trunk. Here it seems like you may need to tap multiple times. In the case of the Model 3 and Y, however, I don't really see this being possible. You can't cover up the left side of the screen, so I think we'll probably see the Model 3 and Y keep a similar design to what they have right now, at least for these main controls. On the next photo, when zooming into the bottom, this is something that I like and hope is coming to the Model 3 and Y. It feels like unnecessary extra space to some, but I personally appreciate the fact that climate controls have separation from volume controls, as opposed to all being grouped together in the bottom bar. On the next photo, we can see these cards. This is something I forgot to mention in the last video, but it seems like these will each be available apps that keep running independently, but you tap to enlarge. This is a feature Tesla somewhat implemented with recent games that actually allow you to minimize the game, instead of closing it out entirely in order to change climate or music controls and then reopening the game. When driving, it seems like this is a great home base. You have your media controls nice and large, your calendar, texts, and calls all come in on the bottom left, and your maps are updating live on the top left card. If you prefer to have your maps full screen, simply tap that card and you're there. Then instead of maps disappearing entirely when you change your media, it will still be there, just in a smaller window. Then, of course, as we saw earlier, you now have that little Model S to drag and shift in order to reverse if you need to override Smart Shift. Now let's talk about that Yoke steering wheel. The same person who got to see this Model S and snuck these photos also gave us a little info about the Yoke versus round steering wheel dilemma. Tesla has never mentioned a round steering wheel coming to the Model S. However, the round steering wheel has been the only one spotted coming off the production line. Both wheels have been spotted in the wild, and this appears to still be related to an issue with NHTSA approval. According to this source, speaking with engineers testing out the Model S, Tesla is producing the Model S with the round wheel for initial deliveries as they wait for NHTSA approval. Once this wheel is approved, which is very likely, Tesla will offer both wheels to new order holders and offer free retrofits to customers who already took delivery. Most likely a large percentage of these initial order holders will not actually even care that they got the round wheel, but still Tesla will probably deliver a low enough number at first that if they all wanted to change to a Yoke wheel, it wouldn't be too difficult for them to retrofit them. The next important update from that thread was that Smart Shift can be turned off, and there are controls on both the screen, as we've seen, and the steering wheel, but nothing on the pad below the wireless phone charger. We heard about these buttons in rumors and saw them in the wild, but it appears that Tesla has now ditched that idea. Reportedly, quote, the rightmost button on the wheel acting as a kind of gear shifter. Clicking once will bring up a prompt on the screen. You will then scroll to which gear you want and click it. The right scroll wheel is mainly used for autopilot, so when it's not in use, it can be used for gear shifting. Again, this sounds like somewhat of a frustrating process, even if the right scroll wheel is really only used for autopilot, which is true. It makes sense that there is room for that control there, but I still hope that Smart Shift will be good enough to not require any of these other shifting methods, aside from rare scenarios. Now, last up today, the Kilowatts spotted another Tesla Semi out testing, along with a number of other Tesla prototypes. The Semi was spotted driving around Fremont, yes, using its own power, and it's giving more confidence to Tesla's most recent launch timeline for the Semi coming by the end of this year. This truck has been delayed since an original production date of 2019, likely due to its need for Tesla's new 4680 cells, and this time it looks like it may actually be on its way. Many semis have been spotted on roads. Tesla released official footage of it testing on the track, and now another one was spotted by the Kilowatts. Additionally, they also spotted a new Model S and 3 different new refreshed Model X's out testing. You can tell because of the matte black trim and manufacturer's plates on these cars. So we've been talking a lot about the refreshed Model S, but the Model X is getting the exact same features as well. The only difference is that it won't be coming until May to June, according to Tesla's website. The Model S was originally supposed to launch in February, then March, and now it looks like it may not come until April. In any case, I'll be sure to keep you posted on the latest Model S updates and everything Tesla, and you can check out my video about why Tesla's factory shut down briefly and possibly caused some Model S delays linked over here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.